Good afternoon, everyone. I'm still hoping that the others from the back come, but the task has fallen to me this afternoon to welcome our guest, Dr. Kirk Graham, to be with us here in Clacton this afternoon. It sounds really muffled. And funny story about that, a text came through saying that, oh, Dr. Graham knows the Jones family, Shalon, Andre, and Josiane. And I was like, I don't know him. But what I do know he's from Barbados. That much I picked up from the accent. So if he's from Barbados, he definitely know Andre. And sorry that Mom couldn't be here this afternoon. They live in Romford at the moment, so it's a bit of a ways they've come to be with us this afternoon. This is a program that's a follow-on from the Health Expo that we have, so hopefully our friends from the community that we've invited to join us this afternoon to participate in this program is also on their way. But we also want to thank you guys for coming and for sharing with us understanding hypertension and diabetes, and I hope that it is something that we can all benefit from. Dr. Graham is here with his beautiful wife and their son. Yeah, and their son. So welcome to Clacton. I think, is the elder still here, Andre? Okay, I think the elder is still here, so you'll hear more from them later on. But welcome. And before we begin, can we all please stand for a word of prayer? Loving Father, we thank you so much for being with us so far on this beautiful Sabbath day. We thank you for the blessings that has already been given to us and the communion that we participate in. And as we learn a bit more about our bodies and the ailments that there is, and more importantly, how we can support our bodies to become the living temples that you want it to be. I pray that you open our minds so that we'll be receptive to what is being said. Be with Dr. Graham and what he's going to be presenting with us today. Thank you for granting them traveling mercies, for joining us this afternoon. And bless the proceedings this afternoon, I pray, in Jesus' name. Amen. Dr. Graham, welcome. Do you want this?
Good evening, everyone. Go again. Good evening, everyone. That's better. It's ironic is that I grew up with Andre back in Barbados way back, and he used to sing, and I used to play music, and now he's here at the back doing stuff. I met his wife years ago. I know she's from that beautiful country where the water is always flowing. Guyana? Good. Essequibo River? Close enough. Cool. Which is bigger than the whole of the UK. That's amazing. So it's good to be here. I'm coming up, so you know I'm Barbadian. I grew up in Barbados, went to school in Trinidad, completed my studies in Barbados, and did my internship in Jamaica. So I know a little bit with Jamaica too. And then I came over here. So presently, I am an emergency medicine consultant in the NHS. And I also have done my postgraduate studies on diabetes. Now, I don't practice it, but I did it. So this evening you hear a little bit on diabetes and hypertension. First of all, what do you understand by hypertension, diabetes, guys? Anyone? What do you understand by hypertension? Blood pressure. All right, cool. What do you understand by? You whisper that, so what do you whisper to yourself now? When the blood pressure is high. All right. And was high? Oh, good. It's one big family. You all wear the same clothes. That's good. And what do you understand by diabetes over here? What do you understand by diabetes? All right, blood sugar. What do you understand? All right, cool. What do you understand by diabetes? You know what diabetes is? What was it? Eating too much sugar. Your eyes, your feet, good, and everything in between. What do you understand with diabetes? Too much sugar in the body. So I mean, you're a sweet person, the ants follow you everywhere you go, right? So I grew up with my granddad, and my granddad had diabetes, all right? And my granddad died from complications of diabetes, and that's why he did postgrad diabetes. But it's something that in those days they call it sugar. Got a touch of sugar. They never have a lot, just got a touch. You know, like someone, he touched me, he just got a touch of sugar. And they used to make me laugh at that, it just got a touch. So he would eat half of a sweet biscuit, and then half of a sweet bread, all at one sitting, of course, half or half. And then drink a lot of water to dilute the sugar. But he died at 62 from a heart attack, I think it was, complication of diabetes. All right, cool, let's move on. So, they affect millions worldwide, all right? Millions of people. Not like 20 of us here. They affect millions of people worldwide. And they often occur together, all right? So, they both increase the risk of heart disease, stroke, kidney, and other health issues. So, understanding them helps us with prevention and management. So, let's have a look. What is hypertension? High blood pressure. How do you test your blood pressure? Anyone knows? Do you know your blood pressure? What's your blood pressure now? No, you don't know. You know where is this? No. Tell me. No, I said no. Not very recently. No. So your blood pressure generally changes every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every 2 minutes, every 1 minute. It all depends on stressors. All right? If is this your husband? So if he stresses you out, your blood pressure goes up, no? Yeah? True. See? He says true. Yeah, your blood pressure goes up. But if you get a call, a nice call saying you want 1,000 pounds or 100,000 pounds, what happens? Your blood pressure goes down. All right? So say for instance, you went for a job interview, your blood pressure goes up, no? They ask you what do you want to do in the next 10 years, you answer some question. And then that phone call comes and says, you have your job. What happens? You feel good, your blood pressure goes down. Yeah? Excitement, your blood pressure goes, yes. So blood pressure varies all the time. So when you measure your blood pressure at home and it's 140 on 70 or 140 on 100, that doesn't mean it's 140 on 100 all the time. All right? So even if you take medication, your blood pressure might still go up and come down. All right? So all during the day, your blood pressure goes up and down. Do you know what time your body resets? Anybody knows? Everybody's body reset every day. Yeah, it's sleep time. But what time? I don't see sleep on my clock. Let me see. Sleep? No. REM sleep? You want to use big words on me. Rapid eye movement sleep, yes? No, that's not it. So your circadian rhythm resets about 4 o'clock in the morning. Around 4 o'clock in the morning, it resets. So everybody's system resets about 4 a.m. All right? And that's why a lot of research has been done. How many of you here work nights? No one works nights? Used to. So that's why a lot of research has been done that shows that people who work nights, actually they came up with this equation. I can't remember the exact equation now, where it's something that you lose 1 hour of life for every night you work. Something like that. I don't remember exactly what it is, but.
I have a question. So if you wake up at 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Yeah. 2 a.m.
Yeah. Body still resets at 4, but it resets better if you're sleeping. It resets better if you're asleep. Yeah? Why would you wake up at 2 a.m.?
I don't have to go to work or to
Go to work at 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
You got a special job. That's a special job, man. All right, good. So here you go, blood pressure, how it affects your vessels. All right? So on the left, you see normal. Yeah, left. And then in the middle, you see pre-hypertension, and on the right, you see hypertension. Can you tell me the difference between normal and hypertension? Looking at that picture there. You can see any differences? Or too far for you? Can you see anything different? No, forget what the cells. We talk about the vessel itself. So what's happening? So the walls are getting thicker, no? All right? So think about it. All right, my son goes to the gym twice a week. Yeah? What's he doing in the gym? What exercise, yeah? Or what's the big exercise that boys do? What do they do in the gym? Lift weights, yeah? What do they lift weights for? Muscle build, yeah? So when you have high blood pressure in your vessels, the vessels are under stress all the time, no? High tension. So what happens? The muscles get bigger and bigger and bigger. Same in your heart. If your heart is working, you got a big heart because you're lifting muscles, the same heart muscles get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So sometimes when we see people in the hospital, especially those who have heart not working so properly, there's a massive heart in the chest because the heart is working so much against pressure for so many years, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. All right? And eventually what happens? It gets so big that what? It can't function anymore. You ever see those guys with big muscles? They walk on like this. And then you ask them to touch their back and they're like this. You can't touch their back because you lose function. Same thing in the heart. You lose function. All right? So, diabetes is a condition where the body cannot properly use insulin, leading to high blood sugar levels. Basically what you guys said earlier. The two types, I know everyone knows the two types. What are the two types of diabetes? You know? You know? You know? All right, cool. That's good. That's a good answer. Type 1 and type 2. You know? All right, what's type 1? Come on. You don't know? She knows, you don't know. What's going on? So what's type 1? So diabetes is not normal, but the normal one. Which one is that?
The one that is not good. Yeah, it's not because of
Obesity. What? You're going to big words now. Obesity. So diabetes type 1, insulin dependent. Type 2, non-insulin dependent. All right? So type 1 is usually young people who are born with, as you said earlier, pancreatic problems. They can't produce insulin or they don't produce enough insulin. Type 2, and you said obesity, when people get older, they put on a little bit of weight and the body can't use insulin as it should. So it produces enough insulin, but it's ineffective for the body. That's basically what happens. All right? So you find that type 1 are those who give themselves injections ever so often. Type 2, those who take tablets, metformin and that kind of stuff. All right? That's what diabetes does. Look at this. Can you tell me what's happening there? Can you see what diabetes does to your vessels? It does what? Block it up, yes. So now you mentioned earlier about the eyes and the feet. It blocks the big vessels, the small vessels first. And when it blocks the small vessels, what does it do? First of all, we're good. And what else? What is it stopping? Blood flow. So no blood goes to your toes, your fingers, not fingers so much, but fingers, your brain, your eyes. So I remember as a medical student years ago in Barbados, we had so many people losing their feet. They lost their feet because the blood supply to the feet was zero. I can even remember we used to do it at night. So like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning to do amputations when the theater is empty. I can still remember one guy had an amputation. We took his leg off and there was no blood whatsoever. Zero. It didn't even bleed. None. His vessels were completely blocked. Imagine that. No blood flow at all. So if there's no blood flow, that means the white blood cells can't get to the leg to heal whatever needs to healing. So there's no blood flow whatsoever. Good. So the link between diabetes and hypertension. They happen quite often. So if you find a person who has diabetes for a long time, they usually have hypertension and vice versa. And they all damage your vessels. All right? So you find a lot of research has shown, especially people who are born type 1 diabetic. All right? They get complications by the time they reach 30, 35. Bad complications. They get problems with their vision, someone mentioned earlier. They get problems with their feet. They get kidney problems at a very young age. I know none of you here, all you here are healthy, right? Why you going so quiet? Are we all healthy in here? It's not relative to anything. Are we all healthy? Relative to who?
To one's expectations.
Expectations. What are your expectations on health?
For me,
Yeah.
good health.
So are you having good health?
Relatively speaking, yeah.
You let that word relative. Relative is part.
I think so.
Relative.
I'm blessed.
You're blessed with good health.
Yes.
All right, good. Because some person who has diabetes and hypertension might tell that they're relatively okay too. So relative to what? To who? Yeah, to the point. So, over 1 billion people have hypertension. 1 billion. You guys know what billion is? You know, how old are you? 14. How old are you? 14 too? You're twin. Ah. All right, cool. How old are you? 15, 12, 10. I don't want to ask your age, all right, don't worry. So you know what a billion is? You know. All right, cool. Tell me what a billion is. Huh, that's a brilliant answer, 100% for that. A billion is greater than a million. I love that. I love that. All right. You know what billion is? Now tell me. 9 zeros. I pass on that one. I don't have a clue. Is it 9 zeros, guys? The mathematicians are here. I go this way. 10 is 1 0. 100 is 2 zeros. 1,000 is 3 zeros. 10,000 is 4 zeros. 100,000 is 5 zeros. A million is 6 zeros. A 100 million. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, she's right. It's 9. Brilliant. Well done. You should give her a clap, because she did it. Well done. So good. So 1 billion people have hypertension. Think about that worldwide. The population of the UK is about 70 million. So 1 billion people. That's almost everybody in India or China, what the case would be. A lot of people. And more than 500 million people, half a billion people, have diabetes. Right, good. Probably, yeah, you got it right. Those who know, you got it right. And the numbers are rising worldwide. You guys did a health expo in the community lately, no? Last week, yeah? Did you pick up any persons with diabetes or hypertension? Or you did, yeah? And what did you do? You sent them to the hospital, or you said, go home and eat better? They know already. They knew the symptoms, all right. Look at this. The unrelenting march of diabetes. Diabetes is marching around the world. The army is marching around the world. It's marching around the world. This is old figures. This is about 10 years old. But look at this. Diabetes in America is 8.3% of the population. That's a lot, Africa was 3%, now it's near 8%. Now it's even more. Diabetes was never a thing in Africa, you know that? Never. Diabetes, hypertension was never known in Africa. Cancer was not known in Africa. What happened? We fall into the first world countries. We start eating, I don't say rubbish food, we start eating food that other people refuse to eat. Don't put it as rubbish food, but the point is that we moved to the Western world's diet. And what happened? Our health has deteriorated. I don't know, where are you from? What country are you from? Have mercy. Where are you from, sir? You're Jamaica too?
Yes, but I grew up here.
Where are you from, sister? Huh? Where I met you before? Woodford. I remember where I met you before. And Guyana. Where are you from? Romania. All right. And where are you from? Nigeria. Ah. So Sorry about Jamaica. Jamaica's a nice country. Yeah, very nice country. Huh? Jamaica's a nice country. Where are you from in Jamaica, by the way? Red Dirt.
Yes.
See, where are you from?
Some of it as well.
Where are you from?
I know about St. James. That's what I
Cool. I went for a job in Black River. That's where I went. Alligators and that kind of stuff. Good. So let's move on. We're talking about unhealthy diets now. Do you guys know what an unhealthy diet is?
Unhealthy.
Yeah, unhealthy. You know what it is? All right, hold on. Let me hear the kids first. What's an unhealthy diet? What you eat every day, yeah? What was an unhealthy diet? Yeah, that is not healthy. I'm good, very good. One is not healthy. Give me an example. Give me an example. Mom is listening. Pizza? Not good. What's unhealthy? Not good. What an example? Burger? Burger. All right, cool. What's unhealthy? Mm-hmm. Like
anything that contains white flour, white bread.
white bread and white flour. Whoa, you're going hard there, boy. What's an unhealthy diet? Yeah, like what? Junk food, like what? Example. Let me. What example of junk food? Cigarettes. You eat cigarettes? Whoa, jeez. And over here we eat cigarettes up here in Clapton. That's good. That's good. What's an example of junk food? My sister here from.
McDonald's.
That was loud. McDonald's, yes.
I'll say no processed food.
Processed food. My guy here from Romania was KFC. All right, good. Yeah, processed food. What do you think?
What is not whole meal,
Was not whole meal. All right. Fizzy drinks. Good. So we got this whole plethora of stuff that we consider junk food. Do we eat it? Does that make it better when you say not very often? Good. Over here. Cigarettes. Except for cigarettes. You don't eat cigarettes. He doesn't eat cigarettes, yeah? He doesn't eat cigarettes. But no, seriously. Unhealthy food. We all eat unhealthy food, huh? I remember, right? I did a talk in somewhere in South London when my son was younger. And I we talked McDonald's. Somebody mentioned McDonald's, yeah? And I spoke about McDonald's and blah, blah, blah. And then we left to come home, yeah? And then my wife says, I'm hungry, let's go to McDonald's. So I drive right into McDonald's drive-thru after talking about McDonald's being the worst thing in the world. And I drive up, and my son was sleeping. He wake up and says, Dad, did you not just say McDonald's was not good for you? So why are you here? So I had to ease myself out through the line and drive off and go home. But it's something we all do it, no? We all do it. Just get a little snack here and there, especially kids. Corn curls and crisps and biscuits. All those things are not the healthiest things in the world, but they fill a hole. Yeah, the sugar keeps you going. Yeah, if you're hungry and you're really hungry, you don't want no whole wheat bread, no sugar in it. You want something with some nice sugar that keep you going. All right. Lack of physical activity. How many of us do physical activity here? Except for the kids. The kids are always active. Your hands up. Yeah, you go gym.
No, I go running.
You go running. All right. I'm a captain. Somebody see. Good ear. Good. Being overweight. Family history. Nobody always blame the family. There's a joke I heard one time. A guy says he has diabetes in the family. So I went to that joke. That's not. I'll get me streaming. All right. And stress and aging. Now, age. Something you can't determine stress. Stress comes all the time. We live on a stressful life. All of us. You go to work, it's stress. Come home, it's stress. On the way home, it's stress. Come to church. Go home from church. The phone rings from Jamaica, stress. More stress. The phone rings from Romania, stress. The phone rings from Guyana, stress. Nigeria, the phone rings, stress. Because automatically everyone in those countries think that we have trees here that grow money. So stress all the time. All right? Stress, stress, stress. No, you can't live without stress. But there's good stress and bad stress. But there's certain stresses that are very bad. Because you know when that phone rings at 12 o'clock at night from you see a Romanian number, you say, they're not calling to say hi. How you doing? Sometimes they call to say, boy, I said Jamaicans. Sorry, not try to pick on Jamaicans, but they got a sad story for everything. Some person died and they need to get a dress to wear or this and that. And then you say you don't have any money, you're the worst person in the world, more stress. Hormonal stress too?
No, hormones are not healthy because it's another factor of obesity.
It is. All right, cool. So the damaged blood vessels, so poor circulation, heart disease, and organ damage. It's difficult to see that one from far, but you can see the effects on the body on diabetes and hypertension on the body. We can get another slide a little bit later on. All right, the hypertension, high blood pressure. Usually there are no symptoms. Usually none. Your blood pressure can be very high now and you have no symptoms. All right. I remember we did a one at church and some lady came and her blood pressure was 240 on 150 or something like that. And she was walking around like normal. She had no symptoms. So there can be no symptoms. And some people get headaches, dizziness, or blurred vision. All right. Diabetes is a little bit different. Frequent urination. Those who pee a lot. Every 2 minutes you're peeing. Thirst and hunger. Fatigue, always tired. Blurred vision again. And slow wound healing. Now, when they say slow wound healing, it means people who get a little cut in the hand and it doesn't heal at all. All right. All of us heal at different rates, but there's some people who get a little cut and 3-4 weeks down the road is still the same. All right. That could be the first signs of diabetes. And another thing is fungal infections. It's another sign of diabetes, especially in females. You get recurrent fungal infections. That's another telltale sign that you can be having diabetes. Blood pressure monitoring, I told you earlier, we test our blood pressure and blood sugar testing. Have you ever had oh, sorry, go ahead.
Before you said that your blood pressure changes all the time.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, when you take your blood pressure, for example, and we're talking about extra situation, it's 155 over 99. Why is that a cause for concern if it's taken by a medical professional? If all of those factors go into your blood pressure?
So,
what is it that determines somebody suffering from high blood pressure?
So blood pressure is not a one-off reading. That's first of all. If you come to hospital and I see you and your blood pressure is 200 on 140, I probably might not do anything about it. For the main reason is that when you walk through that door in the hospital, automatically your stress levels go up. Your blood pressure goes up. So we tend not to diagnose high blood pressure in hospitals. Because the patients, once they see you, they come with a problem. They don't come to see you because they have nothing to do. Well, let me tell you about it. Some people do that. But they don't come to see you because they have nothing to do. So your GP now, usually to diagnose high blood pressure, he will probably put a monitor on your arm for a couple of days and measure it between different times of the day. Or you can do it yourself. You can buy a machine and you can measure 3-4 times a day for a week and see what the blood pressure is and average it out. All right? But one-off blood pressure does not mean anything. Nothing at all. It means absolutely nothing. All right? We can't diagnose anything on a one-off blood pressure. All right? Unless you come to us in the emergency room and we know that your blood pressure is really low and you're bleeding from somewhere. But otherwise than that, in terms of high blood pressure, one-off blood pressure reading means nothing. Go ahead.
So one reading is that then, but how the doctor will diagnose, I will put them on how he will
He put monitor on for a couple of days. And then it will stay on for a couple of days. So it'll be on when you're at work, when you're at home, when you're walking home, when you're on the train, and what the case may be. And then it goes back to him, and he takes the average of everything. Yeah?
I suppose it needs to be accompanied with the others. Well, you just said there's no symptoms.
No symptoms. You get dizziness, eye problems, what the case may be. But generally speaking, the symptoms are almost minimal.
So what would cause a doctor to put that monitor on you is what?
Because when you go to him, because the thing about it is that when you go to the doctor, the first thing that happens to you is what? A nurse does your vitals, yeah? And if she finds your blood pressure a bit high, she might say to the doctor, look, this person's blood pressure readings are high. The doctor says, okay, I'll test that person for high blood pressure going forward. That's the only reason. So that's why, as the sister says, lots of people are walking around there with high blood pressure and diabetes and don't have a clue because they never got tested. All right? And people generally don't go to the doctor unless there's a reason. Well, I don't think. Probably because everybody's too busy these days. Busy doing a lot of nothing. We're all busy. We do everything. We run up and down. Think about what you do every day. Wake up about 6 in the morning, say your prayer, have a shower, go to work. And you guys live in Clacton, so I mean you probably work in London, I assume. So you get on the train at 7 o'clock in the morning, you go to London, finish work about 6, get home about 9, 8, 9 o'clock, eat, watch a little TV, go to bed. Routine again next day, 5 days a week. 5 days a week, that's the same routine. So you're always on the go. There's no downtime. On Sabbath, you're at church the whole day. And then on Sundays, you're preparing for work. So what happens? And that's the problem with first world countries. We are always on the move. There's never a time to sit down at home and relax and say, oh, this is great. So this is dad now, right? you can tell, he just comes to give instructions. This is instructions, you know. So good. So let's move on. Complications of diabetes. Heart disease. You know what heart disease is? Where's your heart, first of all? Your heart is there. Where's your heart? Your heart is moving like times. Dad says left. Where's your heart? You got 2 hearts. All right, good. You got a lot of heart to go with. What's your heart? Where's your heart? There. Where's yours? Good. So your heart is normally on your left side, yeah? There's some people born with the heart on the right side, but generally speaking, your heart is on the left side. So what are some of the heart problems that you know? Anyone? What heart problems do you know? Broken heart, yeah. Anything else? Heart valves, yeah. Angina, heart attacks. All right. Stroke. What's a stroke, guys? Blood loss to the brain, yes. Blood clots, yeah. So anything that reduces blood supply to the brain causes stroke. Be it a big vessel burst or be it a blood clot, or the case may be. Kidney failure. You know what kidney failure is? You know kidney? Where are your kidneys, guys? In the back, yeah? How many kidneys do you have? I say kidneys, so I mean S means more than 1. Good. 2. Good. Well done. So when your kidneys start working, what happens, you think? You need dialysis. Yes. Good. Swelling of legs. Yeah, you guys getting good. So when your kidneys start working, what do your kidneys do? Anybody knows? Filtrate, but what does it do? It filtrates what? The blood? It filtrates the blood and produces, what does the kidney produce? Urine. Yeah, urine. So when your kidneys fail, what happens? You don't produce? So some people don't pee enough. And then what happens? It backs up. Yeah, so toxins don't stay in the body. Yeah, good. Vision problems. I mean, 20% of us in here wearing glasses, probably more. Get vision problems. And nerve damage. You know what nerve damage is? What's nerve damage? What that?
Can't feel properly.
Can't feel properly, yeah? So you get diabetics with a feet problem who walk around and they can't feel when they're walking. I can still remember this guy I saw years ago. He walked on a nail, a big rusty nail, yeah? And he never felt it. You know when he felt it? About 3 months later, 3 months, yeah? He was sitting at home eating his food. This is what he told me. And he was smelling this thing all the time. What smell like that? Some rotten meat and wobble, 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 wobble. I eat his food and he smelled this rotten meat. And then sometimes looked on his feet. He had gangrene in his foot. And he never even knew. For 3 months after he walked on his nail. Because he had no feeling at all in his feet. He lost his foot. But, I mean, he had no feeling at all. So, nerve damage. Major complications of diabetes, guys. Got the eyes. We talked about the eyes earlier. Kidneys, nerves, the brain, the heart, and the extremities. Diabetes is not a nice thing to have. But yet, there are almost 1 billion people in the world with diabetes. Complications. The eyes, retinopathy. So the back of the eye, so light comes into the eye and goes to the back of the eye, hits the retina then sends signals to the brain, and then the brain interprets what it gets. All right? In diabetes, light comes into the eye, gets to the back of the brain, back of the eye, sorry. But the vessels at the back of the eye, we thought was small vessel disease, we thought that what diabetes does, blocks out the vessels, so they start working. So it gets there, but from there to the brain, it takes a long time. That's why you get blurred vision. That's why you get a lot of diabetics going blind. A lot of diabetics go blind after a long time because the vessels in the back of the eye are no longer able to look after the blood in the eye.
They can recover their vision after they change their lifestyle, for example?
Yes, you can, but a lot of people don't change their lifestyle. That's the problem. Sometimes it's too late to change the lifestyle. Sometimes you can't walk anymore because you got kidney disease, so you got to stay at home. So sometimes it's better to do it before it happens than after it happens. All right? Heart problems, get heart attacks. Do you guys understand what a heart attack really is? I ask this question a lot. What's a heart attack?
When the heart stops pumping the blood in the brain.
All right, good. But what causes that? The valve gets blocked. All right, good. That's a good answer. Anyone else? Which heart? What part? How you mean? The valves? No, not that. The atrium. So the atrium and ventricles, yeah? That's a good answer. That's more explaining what heart failure is. Heart attack basically means your heart is a big muscle, all right? And the muscle is supplied by vessels. You got veins and arteries, all right? That supplies the heart muscle itself on the outside. And again, with the vessels being blocked, then that part of the heart that vessel supplies dies off. Why you get pain is because in the body, when oxygen is not being supplied to a part of the body, to a muscle, you get acidosis. We get lactic acidosis. Lactic acidosis builds up in the heart, and that what causes the heart pain. All right, that's where the pain comes from. So the heart muscle is not getting any blood at all because the vessels are blocked. And that's why people get coronary artery bypass graft. So what they do is that you get a little insertion in your groin or in your chest, and they put a stent where the blockage is so the blood can flow through. It sounds easy, but that's very complicated. It sounds easy, all right? And in the brain, the stroke. If you get a stroke from high blood pressure, usually is a hemorrhagic stroke. Hemorrhagic means that the vessels burst under pressure. Yeah, you get a lot of bleeding in the brain. If you get a stroke from diabetes, it's usually thrombotic. Means that there's a vessels blocked by a clot. All right? So now, generally speaking, if you have a diabetic stroke from a clot and you arrive at hospital within 12, 24 hours, what they can do, at certain hospitals, They can push a vest going through your groin or into your wrist, and they can remove that clot from the brain. All right, generally speaking. All right, if it's a big bleed, there's not much you can do, to be honest. All right, some young people who get big bleeds, what we can do is we can transfer them to a neurosurgical center, and what they're going to do, they're going to take a big drill and they put a little hole in your head, one on both sides, allow the blood to come out, allow the brain to re-expand, and some people do very well after that, some don't. All right, but the best thing to do is not to get it in the first place.
Sorry, it seems a bit of a waste to travel from the groin or from the heart to get
A waste.
reduce the clot in groin. Is there a reason why they go from the
You go for the best, you go for the biggest arteries, or the biggest veins, the biggest arteries. All right, you can go for the ones in neck too, but neck ones are more difficult because once a person goes to sleep and they got a tube in their mouth, it's very difficult to move in the neck. So some people go for here or here, the bigger ones. It's not actually that far. It's not actually that far. And sometimes you're awake. So I don't know if you feel it or not, but sometimes you're awake. So it works. It does work. You also have arteriosclerosis. Basically means the hardening of the arteries. So diabetes harden the arteries, causing high blood pressure. Because the arteries can't expand anymore. And then you got sexual dysfunction. That's part of diabetes. That's also part of hypertension. All right? Let's move on. The role of lifestyle. Healthy lifestyle. Lifting weights. Who lifts weights in here? No one. I know my son does, but anyone else? What you said? Oh, I asked a person that once, and they told me that they lift weights from the spoon to the mouth. That's it. All right. So exercise, guys. Lifestyle. You got to change your lifestyles. All right. Healthy eating.
So is lifting weights good for?
Yeah, it's good. Actually, research has shown that people run and they walk, but actually resistance training, which is weights, is actually better than both of them put together. A lot of papers show that. So if you can do walking and running, you can walk, you can carry weights on your back, weights on your arms, whatever the case may be, or your legs. It says resistance training is actually much better than just running itself. Yeah, cycling is good. All right. Now this one's always one that causes a lot of confusion. We tell people to eat more fruits, vegetables, and grains. Now, I do not know what you guys eat here, but I would suggest that you don't see that your plate doesn't look like that. Yours look like that? Along with your wife doesn't look, she looks a bit shocked. He eats that. He doesn't eat. You don't eat rice and that kind of stuff. That's not coming for your plate. That's very good. I love that. I love that. So you got a pear, you got your grapes, you got what else you got there? Tomatoes and.
I wanted to ask, what is the explanation? Because you put weight, maybe you will the rhythm of the pulse will go up.
The weights is only there for a slide, yeah. So the thing about it is that, but weightlifting when you're exercising has been proven to be very good for the heart. It's been proven to be very good for the heart. Well, basically what it does is that it helps you to get your heart in good condition. So you work harder, all right? You not necessarily pulse, but you work harder. So the heart has to work harder to get blood to the muscles. So you got to push more blood to the muscles. So the heart itself gets better strength and better resistance from using weights. Yeah?
So it will build up the heart as opposed to make the heart bigger.
Yeah, in other words. So at least 30 minutes a day. Who does 30 minutes of exercise every day? Whoa, that's one hand. You do? Not walking for the training, running for the training. No, that's not counting. Oh, you play football every day?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. Good. That's good. That's good. 30 minutes at least. Now, physical exercise, 30 minutes means that you break a sweat. That's the whole thing. Because people tell me, every time you do these talks, people say, well, at work I walk for 30 minutes every day, up and down the stairs and this. That's not exercise. It's moving, but it's not exercise. Because you're on a high stress at work. Well, most jobs. Some jobs are not no stress at all, some people tell me, but most jobs. So do something outside of work. He cycles. All of us can walk, I think. If you can't walk on the street, you can walk at home. Yeah? And you can swim. You guys are right, Clacton on Sea. There's a sea here somewhere. No. Is it on sea? It says Clacton on Sea, so I suspect there's. It says sea means that there's sea around here somewhere. So do you go swimming? Huh? It's cool. And in summer you're going to see? Oh, it's not in the Caribbean Sea. All right. It doesn't like you guys don't swim at all in that sea, no? All right, cool. All right, so good. So walking, cycling, dancing. Do you dance? No, she dances. She said yes. Big yes. You dance too? Do we dance till we break a sweat? He can't dance? Oh, cool then. That's all right. So you dance by yourself. Dancing is good too. No, I don't know what dance is. What dance do you do? They don't do dancing? What's your national dance? Yeah. Nigerian dance. Is it Nigerian dance? You don't know how to dance? All right, cool. She don't know how to dance. David danced before, you know? David danced. So not that their clothes fall off, but David danced, yeah? Yeah. The what? See, we're born in those days. What kind of dance is that? A scat. A ska. That's a Jamaican dance? Ooh. Do you know it, sir? Yes. Why? I see the Jamaican ladies know it. Not right. You hold on. 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 You're a ska dancer, boy. All right. Good. Weight management, guys. Maintaining a healthy weight reduces the risk of both diseases. At the end, I'm going to have a look at these weight loss drugs. Weight loss medications that's on the market now. Stress and sleep. Now, 7 to 8 hours sleep a day. How many of us get 7 to 8 hours sleep a day? Or the day, night, what we want to call it? Day, night. No? You get 5 hours sleep? How many you get? He's throwing right off. He sleep the whole day. Oh, cool. He get a lot of sleep. 7, 8. At night time 12? Last I had 12 hours. Jeez. And you slept for the whole time? How is that possible? You sleep for 12 hours? Sheesh. That's good. All right, good. So, sleeping is a good way of managing your stress. All right. You de-stress, your body gets to revitalize, and so on and so forth. Do you guys know the formula for sleep? So some guys have done some research. There's a lot of papers out there written on this stuff. What's the formula for sleep? To maximize your sleep. Let's put it this way. For every hour that you sleep after midnight, you multiply by 2. For every hour that you sleep before midnight, you also subtract 2. No, I got it wrong. Sorry. Let me go again. I got it the other way wrong. For every hour you go sleep before midnight, you add 2. For every hour after midnight, you subtract 2. Subtract 2. So in other words, if you go to bed at 2 a.m. and wake up at 6 a.m., you've only slept for 3 hours. So if you go to bed at 10 p.m., wake up at 8 a.m., you've done 12 hours. You got that? So before 12, add 2. After 12, subtract 2. So I don't know why you're smiling. But yes. So if you go sleep at 2 a.m. in the morning, and you wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning, you've slept for what? 2 hours? The body sees it as 2 hours. All right? So if you go to sleep at 10, wake up at 6, you've done 8 hours, which is good. All right? So I know a lot of us go sleep after midnight, doing what we're supposed to do and not what we're not supposed to be doing, watching television, computer, talking, what the case may be. And then you wake up in the morning at 8 o'clock and find out, oh, I'm feeling tired because the body has not rested. The body's not rested. All right? My sister talked about eating tobacco earlier, cigarettes. Avoid smoking. Limit your alcohol intake. None of us here drink alcohol, no? Everybody say no.
We don't recognize.
People always say no, we don't drink alcohol. But yet, when those Christmas bells start to ring, bing, dong, we got this black cake on the side, fruit cake, that has 3 bottles of something in it. And we're eating and happy and laughing. We just drank a whole cake, and we just drank the whole bottle of Ray and Nephew. That's it. But no, seriously, we as Christians don't drink alcohol, but at Christmas time we indulge in these cakes that are full of alcohol. Not true? You said no. It burn it off. Yeah. It burn it off. You know, I a couple years ago, I remember at my church, once we had somebody brought, it was Christmas time, somebody brought a cake to church, yeah? And for out in the road, you can smell the cake or alcohol in it. In the road, no, not in the church, in the road, you can smell the alcohol. And by the end of the day, there was only a plate left. And these people tell you they don't drink alcohol, but they eat it. No, seriously, there's facts. There's facts of life. Facts of life. All right, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people say that my sister says alcohol get burned off. Yeah, alcohol is still there, man. Still there. All right. Medication management. What the Bible says that? Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear. A little wine for the stomach's sake, yeah? Does your stomach have problems? Do you have problems in your stomach? Paul says a little wine for this. Is there problems in your stomach? No? That's a whole new conversation. What type of wine is the whole? But I read a lot about this wine thing. That's a whole conversation to go again. But it says a little wine. The problem is a lot of us can't define little. People want to say a little is a big flask. No, little. All right. Medication. So if you don't manage yourself properly, exercising, eating healthy, doing exercise, and following what you're supposed to do, then you end up on medication. Like a lot of us are here on medication, no? I thought you said you're healthy. You're on medication. Yeah, a lot of people on medication. You know what? When you go to your GP, what's the first thing he does for you? Write a prescription. Because it's easy. Write your prescription. He got 15 minutes to talk to you. Spend 5 minutes writing a prescription. Next 10 minutes listen to you talk. Blah, 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 blah. That's it. Gone. That's what. So give medication. And you go home, you pop on these pills, pop, to the rest of your life. All right? I'm not saying that that is actually something that's very beneficial to some people. But a lot of medication you can actually prevent by just doing simple things. Exercise, eating properly, so on and so forth, reducing your stress. Yeah. And drinking water. And the thing about it is that we are so caught up in today's society that we find ourselves doing exactly what the world is doing. That's it. We're no longer standing out. Now one time you can tell a Seventh-day Adventist Christian when they walk down the street. Can you tell it anymore? They're all the same. Yeah? When they come to church South morning, sometimes they dress the same way that the world dresses. But we had the message from way back, but we never used it. But now the world's catching on, we're trying to jump on the message again. We had the message ever since. The message was there for the longest time. And the white gave us the health message way back, but we never followed. We never followed. If you think about it, like I got a friend that my roommate from school. We were roommates for 3-4 years, and he's now a professor in Howard University in US. And he was doing a presentation for me the other day for a group of people, and he was saying that what he teaches his students about healthy living, he uses the Loma Linda project. He's not a Seventh-day Adventist, but he uses Loma Linda, because in Loma Linda, they're a group of Seventh-day Adventists who are all 90, 95, 100, 105, and still driving cars. They're still driving. And they follow the health message to the T. Yeah? And what's also interesting is that this country does not allow us to import Loma Linda products because the salt content is too high. But he teaches that to his kids. He teaches that to his students. That if you want to live healthy, you have to follow this diet. Yeah? And we had it all the time, but we're not using it. Nut, fruits, and grains. But we're doing nut, fruits, and grains and other things. And Christmas is coming now. So all of us in here, we can go into Tesco and Sainsbury and those places, buy one, get 5 free. It's never fruits. It's never anything healthy. It's always chocolate, sweets, biscuits. Always those things that buy one, get one free, or get 5 free. Yeah? Cool. Check your blood pressure regularly, guys. I would suggest everyone gets a blood pressure machine. They're about 10, 15, 20 pounds. I would suggest everyone gets it. Check your blood pressure on a regular basis. All right? Go to your GP regularly. Get checkups. Get checkups. Go to GP. If you can, go to your GP. All right? You guys know, I can't remember what the DASH diet is. What's the DASH diet, you remember? The DASH diet. And the Mediterranean diet is one of seafood, plant-based diet. We all know plant-based diet. I can't remember what the DASH diet was. But these are ones that you need to change your diet. All right? Now, plant-based eating is one that we fall down on as Christians. So who are the vegans in here? Any vegans? You're a vegan? Okay. Any vegetarians? You're a vegetarian, yeah? Semi. What's a semi-vegetarian now? See, they call it pescatarian. They got a special word for that, pescatarian. Plant-based. Good. Now, my issue with plant-based in this country, this is my issue, is that what is plant-based a plant-based diet? What is it? What's a plant-based diet? Or plants? So, are good. How do you get a plant-based diet in this country? My question, was it? To Tesco? To the shop, yeah? Yeah, okay, I agree. You got your allotment somewhere, yeah? Good. You know what the general thing of a plant-based diet in this country is? Going to Tesco, to Sainsbury, and buying these things in these boxes. These burgers and that kind of stuff. That's not plant-based. Because, first of all, you don't know what that's made of. What's it made from? I don't know what it's made from. I think you might as well eat the meat, to be honest. Somebody said that the other day, what's it made from? We don't know. You know, years ago, my dad told me this. And there was research done years ago on Kellogg's cornflakes. You know what Kellogg's cornflakes is? Everybody eats cornflakes, no? Breakfast, the best meal of the day. And they did a research on Kellogg's cornflakes. And so what they did it on rats. So one set of rats had Kellogg's cornflakes, and the next set had the box of the cornflakes. Yeah? So they fed one set, the cornflakes itself, and said the next set, the box, the cardboard box. Yeah? And after 2 weeks, they were both the same. There's no different in size, No difference in nothing. All right? What that showed to us is that probably there's no nutritional value in cornflakes. And if you could do it for yourself, guys, cornflakes has very little corn. Do it for yourself. They call it cornflakes, but there's probably 1% or less of corn in there.
But you don't little because I used to be vegan for 5 years.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I go to check with my husband at the Lidl or at the supermarket. You don't have without sugar complex.
Yeah, they all got sugar in it, yeah?
Yeah.
And that has been the biggest problem for the years. The corn in the US, it makes corn, they make corn syrup, yeah? And corn syrup, if you check back properly, and the problem was, these farmers in the US, in the Midwest, they have so much corn, yeah? And they made this corn, but they found this byproduct was corn syrup, and they never knew what to do with it, to throw it away. Well, they didn't do that. What they do, they put corn syrup in just about everything you eat. Beans, it's full of sugar, yeah? All of these things you eat every day are full of corn syrup.
For example, in Romania, I can get cereals without sugar.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, here in UK it's like impossible. You go and
So sugar, I would say sugar's everywhere. Sugar's everywhere you go. You probably can't avoid sugar, but you can reduce your sugar intake. Yeah? But corn syrup is in everything you do. Because who would think that your canned beans will have sugar in it? Lots of sugar too. Lots of sugar. You know? I did a talk on sugar content in certain foods, and you'd be surprised. It blow your mind on the sugar content in certain foods. Everything. Everything you eat is full of sugar. All right?
Like what you said there, it's a commodity that needs to be got rid of. So we consume
Guinea pigs.
Yeah, we're guinea pigs consumers of that.
And from what I hear, you take the buckwheat and the other things because you have to order them. You don't have them in the supermarkets, the whole grains and everything.
But think about it. If you were a manufacturer and you control what people eat, you're going to push people to eat what you want them to eat.
Yeah.
So they're going to make all the unhealthy food readily accessible to you. And the healthy food, you can't find it. Holland & Barrett is 1 in every 1,000 stores. So you go on the street, you could eat biscuits to come to your head. Because every shop sells sweet biscuits and chocolate and sweets. Yeah? But who sells, when you go to a shop, how many shops is he selling oranges? Nobody. How many shops is he selling cherries or grapes and that kind of stuff? Because they know that doesn't sell. What sells? Chocolate, sweet biscuits, sweet drinks. That sells. Coconut water don't sell, so you got to go to a special shop to buy coconut water. All right? So it's interesting. It's interesting. All right? So only older people get these conditions, diabetes and hypertension. That's a myth. Other people get it too. Young people get it. Young people this age get it. All right? Now, we live in a smart world. We live in a smart world. Let's see. How many of you have your phones on you at the present moment? And you got one. She has hers. You have yours. You got yours. You got yours. You got yours. You got yours. So more than half of us in here have their phones in our hands. Why do you have the phone in your hand? What are you waiting for? Let me hear you. What are you waiting for? You're the vegan. You're the vegan in here. What are you waiting for? But you got it in your hand. I can see it. I can see it. Why are you waiting for? Pardon? Don't use that excuse. You got your Bible, yeah, but are you reading the Bible now? No. But no, I just make a point. Look at how technology has taken over our lives. It's taking over our lives. All right? You know, you ask a person why you have the phone on you all the time. Oh, in case somebody calls. Who's calling you? I know that's not a joke, but who's calling you? Who's calling you? Someone. Suppose something happened back home, they want to get to you quickly. That's always the excuse you use. But I'm sure most of us in here would never grow up with phones. But yet, if something happened back home, they get you before you know. Everybody knows. You know before everything happened. But now, so the same technology we're using that goes against us, you use technology to help us before hypertension and diabetes. There's so many apps up there now for high blood pressure, diabetes, all right? For people who have poor diabetic control, there's some little device you can put into your skin, and your phone tells you exactly when you're going hypo or hyper or what the case may be. But, all right, I always ask this question. Let me get somebody. What's your name? Annette. You're not diabetic, no? Oh, you are, probably. You might be. All right, cool. Suppose Annette is a diabetic, yeah, in church. And she's, I don't know, insulin or non-insulin dependent. And Annette is sitting right here in church, yeah? And my sister's here is up front doing her praise and worship, singing and seeing the way her life. And Annette just slumps to the side in church, right here in this front seat. What's the first thing you're going to do? So Annette collapses right here, but you know she's diabetic. What's the first thing you're going to do? Continue to sing her sound stronger? So Annette is sitting here, and then she collapses right here. And you know she's a diabetic. What's the first thing you're going to do? Hold on. So somebody says, give her a biscuit. She's giving herself a biscuit, yes? Who else? Hypoglycemia. So what are you going to do? Give a biscuit too? All right, what are you going to do? Pardon? What you said? Go ahead. Hypo or hyper, yeah? Brilliant. What you said? Good question. That's good. Let me hear you. Call the ambulance, yes? Anybody else? How? How? Can you check blood sugars in this church? CPR? Whoa, we're going far. CPR? Anything else? Check sugar levels, yeah? No. I asked this question years ago, and somebody said, who said ambulance? He said ambulance. Who else? You said ambulance. All right, good. And your answer was good, hyper or hypo. How do you know that she's hypoglycemic? You don't. That's what his brother said. But the problem is, because she's known to be diabetic, she's sweating or what the case may be, a lady who's collapsed, you're trying to force a biscuit in her mouth. Is that going to work? Open your mouth. Open that. The woman's collapsed. Oh, pardon? She's not conscious. So you tell her, open your mouth and swallow. Some person's unconscious. Open your mouth, swallow a biscuit. So she can choke on this biscuit and say, die twice. So I agree that you want to do something. But for me, the best thing you can do sometimes is to call the ambulance. All right? The best thing you can do is call it. I know in the olden days when ambulances were few and far between, and we all live in the third world countries, I can still remember once this guy collapsed in church, at my church. I was about this guy's age. And I thought he was sleeping, to be honest. And somebody tapped him, he wasn't sleeping. And I saw a lady ran from the back of the church, a little old lady. And I don't know she can run so fast. Then they got a little bag. She's opening a little bag. You know what smelling salts is? Jeez, she put smelling salts right up in the man's nose. So when he breathed, the man was like, I know, Peter walking on water. Man actually jumped out the chair straight up, like, jeez. And he was good after that. He was bright as a beast. He was bright after that. There was no need for ambulance, nothing. He was bright. He was attentive for the rest of his service. No, he was just pushed that thing in his nose. Like, he just, jeez. I should have, his brain just swelled at the same time. I was like, boy. But call the ambulance as good as it. All right? Sometimes we fluff around and we try to do this, try to force him to drink, they put him on the ground, everybody pray, all that kind of stuff. Prayer is good. Prayer is good. But God also has given people the different wisdom, and talent to do things. All right? So I'm not saying prayer is not good enough. Prayer is good. But call the ambulance while you're praying. All right? Because you can sit there and pray for a half hour, 2 hours, that person dies and you're still praying. When that could all have been avoided. All right? No. So technology is good. Your phones can be used in terms of doing this. And you can live well. There are a lot of people out there who live really, really, really well with diabetes and hypertension. You never know. They live really well. All right? And this standard stuff. We need to seek medical help. Chest pain, shortness of breath, confusion. All right? Standard stuff. Start early. Kids, start early. Sweet biscuits are not good for you. Well, not too many sweet biscuits. Because some kids only eat sweet biscuits. You know? And another thing they love to eat is this chicken shop. I don't know. The chicken shop is wrong here? I don't know. They love chicken shops. As soon as school's out, go into chicken shop and get some chips, you know. You smiling. You know, I remember I came here in 2002 or 2003, and I used to live in Leytonstone, East London, and those days you can get a burger, fries, chips, burger, fries, drink for £1. £1. And I used to always wonder, and I used to, it's only years after I thought about was that really chicken I was eating? Because how can a man have a chicken burger, the bread, all the garnishes on the chicken, the chips, the drink? He's paying to rent the place, he's paying for oil, he's paying to pay the person who's doing it, all that, for £1. And I started about thinking, I don't know what I ate. Because probably it was never chicken. It's probably never chicken, I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I know it tasted good. I don't know what it was. All right? And coming to the end now, guys, but things like, this McDonald's thing, it's touching me again. How many of us in here eat McDonald's? Not on a regular basis, but ever so often, once in a while, yeah? Have you ever this was done by a friend of one of our church members years ago, and it stuck in my head. Somebody did an experiment. It's all over. You can follow it yourself. You can do it yourself if you want. Take McDonald's chips, yeah? KFC and fish and chips. All those chips or fries, or what we call them. Put them all in a jar and leave them for about 3 weeks. Or even longer, a month or 2 months. The KFC ones will get mold. The fish and chips ones will get mold. Even after a year to 2 years, McDonald's ones never change. 2 years. It never changes consistency. It never gets mold. And nothing happens. Color doesn't change. After 2 years, it's still the same texture, everything. Think about it. You can research it yourself, guys. Go on YouTube. There are lots of people do it for you. You can do it for yourself if you want to. Pardon?
Why they are allowed to sell so
Because you buy it. That's the reason. If you never bought it, they can sell it. And they're all made by these Idaho tomatoes from way in the US, so they claim. But do it yourself. You can do it yourself. I've seen it in my own 2 eyes. You can do it yourself, but those fries never change consistency. I don't know what it is. I'm not speculating. I can just tell the facts. They don't change consistency. All right? I suspect you might find the same thing with the burgers, but I don't know. But, you know, sometimes we put things in our bodies. That's why I talked about the chicken that I ate years ago. We put things in our bodies that we don't know what it is. And we eat. It tastes nice. It tastes really nice. I mean, I used to go there every evening. I became a regular customer. £1? What? And look forward to eating this £1 chicken, this burger every day. But we don't know what it was. I know what was in it. See, like we eat a lot of stuff today, we don't know what was in it. And then as we get older, we suffer the consequences. You know, when you're young, you can eat everything. And it burns off everything. You feel happy and you're healthy and you feel good. As you get older, you eat a little fries and you put on 10 pounds. Yeah? And as you get older, you need a tablet to digest the food. You need a tablet to make it go down faster. You need a tablet to make it come out of the back. As you get older, that's what happens. All right? But guys, diabetes and hypertension is very common. We all know about it. But we need to... Go ahead, sister.
Is fish okay instead of meat? Instead of taking fish?
Fish is good. Fish is good for you. All right, I'll tell you what fish is not good for you. The Jamaican people. Tilapia, yes. Tilapia is not good for you. Yeah. The sea is full of heavy metals, but the sea has a way of cleansing itself. All right, I won't say, I can't say, but there are heavy metals in the sea. All right, why I say tilapia? Because tilapia is not a sea fish. It's farmed in a water. It's farmed in water, fresh water. Salmon, you can. Yeah, salmon is fresh water too sometimes. Yeah, but people do that because of the fact that all of us want food to eat. All right, and you can look at things like this topic goes on. What you eat goes on so far. This is never ending. All right, my wife is a dietitian. She can tell you about this, but it goes on so far and so far and so far. Soya milk, is it good for you? I just asked a question. I don't know. I don't ask a question. But why you could say that soya milk is a problem? Because if you look at most of soya milk is genetically modified.
Yeah, exactly.
And you found that there's a time when girls were having the periods at 8 years old and 9 years old, having breasts at 12. Boys getting gynecomastia at 9 because what happened? Because they were drinking all this stuff because it's full of estrogen. It's full of estrogen. So it causes these symptoms to come on faster. Go ahead, your point.
We had a birth machine many years ago to make soy milk from whole bean, whole soybean, non-GM soybean.
Yeah. You can do your own at home. It's that, and that makes right. And someone I don't do it at home, but someone told me in order to get a reasonable amount of soya milk from soya bean, you need a lot of beans. That's what someone told me. I don't know, but you need a reasonable amount of beans. And you go to the supermarket and you find stacks and stacks and stacks of soya milk. Yeah.
But are some machines that can do it?
You can buy machines to do it. Yeah. So we have to look at our diets going forward. All right. Key takeaways, guys: hypertension, diabetes are connected. Prevention is possible through lifestyle changes, and regular checkups and management are essential. All right. Now, Ozempic. You guys know what this is? Anybody knows what this? All right, good. Let's go. Let's back up. Let's back up. Viagra. Anybody know what Viagra is? Of course, nobody can say they know. No, they got a clue what it is. No, none of us have a clue what it is. Of course. All right. Viagra is a drug. It's actually Viagra's initial use was antihypertensive. It's for high blood pressure. That was the initial use, all right? And then they found that people who use it have the side effect of what they find today, all right? So they market it for its side effects, all right? You know what minoxidil is, or Rogaine? You know what that is? Rogaine is the thing that men use when they get bald to put in here to make the hair grow again, yeah? Again, that's an antihypertensive medication. But the side effect of that medication is that they found that people grew hair more. To use it for side effect. Ozempic is now what's taking over the market in this country. You see all your friends that used to be wearing a size 18 dress, now wearing a size 12 dress after 2 weeks and 4 weeks. A lot of them are using this medication. All right? It is a medication that's used for diabetes. It's for diabetes. All right? What it does is it's only side effects. It helps your insulin to become more usable in the body, but the side effect of it is that it also causes you to lose weight. So now it's being marketed as a weight loss drug. It's a smart move. I got people at work that I walk past them now. I work with people for years. I walk past them now. I can't recognize the person anymore because they've lost half their body weight from taking these drugs. That's what people say, but I don't know. I don't know. But all the trials on these drugs now for weight loss are all positive. They got few side effects, dizziness, pancreatitis, that kind of stuff. But it's a drug that a lot of people are using now. It works for a lot of people because it kills your appetite. So if you don't eat and you exercise, you can lose weight quickly. All right, and people are losing weight, and I think the cost of this a month now is about £200, and it might go up a little bit because President Trump is doing his thing. It might go up some more, but it does work. It does work, but as I say, nothing beats exercise. All right, you can keep doing it for the rest of your life. The research has proven that it is very safe. All right, but just like COVID vaccine. You can do research on 10,000 people, but when you do it on 10 million people, it's a completely different thing. So it is working. People say it's working. It prevents high blood pressure, it prevents diabetes, it prevents strokes, it does. I'm not saying not. But what happens at the end of that is that you either keep taking it for the rest of your life, because we are so busy today, we can't exercise. We can't decide what we eat. We need somebody to tell us what to eat, or we need a drug to tell us to not eat at all. So that's where we are in today. But diabetes and hypertension, guys, is very common. It is with us, will be with us until God comes. All right? Any questions?
Back in the original slide, there was a slide that you had about percentage of diabetes and hypertension across
Yeah.
the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned that in Africa that was not.
It was about 3% in Africa. Now it's about 10%.
Yeah, that was in between 1989 and 2014.
Yeah.
I think it was?
There is.
Yeah. But you said prior to that was not something.
Prior to that was a lot less.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously with the different foods and stuff that's now being introduced to our diet. Now, if the World Health Organization knows that these are the things that are causing the world to become unhealthy, is there anything in place to sort of, one, try to reverse it? Because I suppose there's a lot of drugs that's being put in the market to manage people's health or manage the health of a country or whatever.
Does the World Health Organization care about your health? Question I got to ask you. Now that's a question. You got to ask yourself a question. Does the World Health Organization care about your health? No, I'm asking a serious question. What is it all about?
But then the alternative would be that you grow your own food, you look after your health the way that you want to, but then even in that, there are restrictions on the local government level of things that you kind of can't do.
So what I'm saying is that,
I may care about your health, but it's not about priority.
what it says World Health Organization, so health is the biggest thing. It knows what is health, no? But think about this. Most of the big organizations in the world run on money. How look at it? They run on money. Pharmaceutical companies run on money. They're not here to say that I can give you antihypertensive, it makes you better. They're there that if you buy, the more you buy, the better they're off there is, or they are, because what it is built on money. All right, the health is built on money. It's not about my sister's gonna be healthier. No, yes, you might be healthier, but the fact is, at the end of the year, all those guys who have shares in there, they want their money. That's it. That's how it goes. All right, and possibly you don't know what the the Tylenol thing is causing, this paracetamol thing, and pregnant ladies and whatever, but they want their money. So why I ask that question is, regardless of where you are in Africa, what the case may be, World Health Organization, yes, they highlight these things, but what do they do to change it? Not much. What can they do to change it? There's not much they can do, because we are now so entrenched. You know, growing up, I might get a sweet biscuit now. My mom buy me sweet biscuits like once a month. Once a month. The Shirley biscuits, a treat. Now the kids get treat every day. White Green School, in the little school thing, there's a biscuit in there. There's not apple, no, biscuit, some kind of crisp. Yeah, no apple, no orange, a chocolate bar. Because if you go to school with apple and orange, the kids gonna laugh at you. And that's true. So this is where life, but we have to change here. You got to change at this level, like at my son level. You got to change, this level, it has to change. Our level, you're not changing at our level anymore. We're entrenched in what we do. All right? But that level is where it got to change. So as parents, when your kids go to school with orange, put orange in there. They can hate you for it. They probably bring it back home every day, but eventually nothing to eat, they got to eat it. But no, seriously, it has to change at our level. That's where it has to change. All right? Yeah, and we will still, you know, you get home late from work and the wife gets home after you. Instead of the husband putting on something to eat, what does the husband do? He sit down and wait till the wife get home. And then she comes home and she says, oh, well, darling, I don't feel cooking today. So what he does? Uber Eats. Bing! Pizza. Or whatever. Yeah? And that happens, and if the wife gets home 5 days a week after the husband, that happens 5 days for the week. Is that healthy eating? No? Get up in the morning at 5 o'clock to go for your run, to go outside, a little bit cloudy, go back to sleep. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah? And so we have to change it at our level. We got to change it at our level. Any more questions?
It's like, and for, you know, when 2 years ago I came here in England, so for me it was like impossible to maintain my vegan lifestyle because the tomatoes, all the, you know, legumes are tasteless here, when in Romania.
Yeah.
And you don't get food, you know, because you have to eat and you have to order these things that are vegan and you have to, you know, and it's like impossible.
Yeah, it is. I worked with, when I was in Jamaica, I live in Spanish Town, best part of Jamaica, yeah? Not St. Elizabeth, St. Catherine. And I was in Spanish Town, and I worked with a lady, a niece, this lady, and she was, she never cooked. I don't know if she could cook or not, but she never cooked. And she would eat sandwiches every day. Morning for breakfast, lunch, and dinner before she go to bed. Every day was sandwiches for years. Because she couldn't cook. So she never ate rice, no macaroni, no nothing. And then I remember somebody telling her, boy, you keep that diet up, it's not healthy for you. Eventually you will get some kind of bowel or something. And then years after, she had bowel cancer. I'm not saying that's what caused it, but diet again. She has surgery and she's okay now, but she still eats sandwiches because she can't do better. And why I'm saying that is that why I said it needs to start at this level is because a lot of our young girls cannot cook. That might be a swipe out, that might be a broad swipe, but a lot of our young kids cannot cook. Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, I agree. but I'm serious. I agree fully. But I think that so that's why this culture now of takeaway has overtaken the country.
I'm not saying about, you know, I don't eat junk food. I do cook, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, I can't reach this
I agree. The food is.
No, it's not. It's not.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My husband is vegan as well, and it's very difficult.
Oh, Andre is
But
vegan.
yeah,
Oh, cool.
vegan or vegetarian is something. I just but I have to cook it. The foods over here are different, and I will notice that when I came here from the Caribbean, it is tasteless.
Mm.
The tomatoes, the pineapples, the smell. It's very difficult to eat healthy, and I get that. But that was not my question. I want to go back to another slide that you.
Cool. Go ahead.
Actually, no, slide, something that you mentioned about when the body resets at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I found that once I hit 40, I'm waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning without fail.
That's good.
No, not if my body reset and then I can't go back to sleep and it just completely messed up my whole
Your circadian rhythm happens about 4 o'clock in the morning.
right. So if you wake up during your circadian rhythm and that reset doesn't happen, does that then have other?
It probably does. I wouldn't tell you for sure, but more like it does, because again, night duty, doing nights affects your lifespan. So it obviously has something to do with your life.
So even if for people who do night work, because I don't, I love sleep too much. When their body reset for that rhythm?
It will reset, but it resets better when you're asleep.
No. I mean, if
No, it won't reset. That's the body's reset time
at night.
at night.
Oh, okay.
I was going to ask, what's the medication that you have if you have a heart problem?
All right, cool. There's thousands of medication. Which one?
If the doctor says something like,
Is one keeps your blood thin?
you've got too much fat in your heart,
Cholesterol. So statins, like, yeah, same with statin, arterial statin, yeah.
and then the one for diabetes is
Metformin, yeah.
So would you recommend those?
Yeah, they work. Metformin works. Metformin basically, metformin is another drug that people use for weight loss. Right, it's not as effective as this one, but it makes the insulin more effective in the body. So metformin basically does. Statins basically bind to the bad fat in the body and cause it to come up through in your stool.
So you would, as a medical person, you would recommend that we do that instead of doing our diet?
No, I would never say not to take your medical pills or what doctor giving you. I would never say that, because God has given each and every one of us a talent, a know-how to understand the body and to understand how the body works, and we give you medication to make your body more effective in certain things, all right? Now, if you want, in your own way, to come off your medication, I would suggest that you only come off medication when the doctor says that everything is okay.
I'm saying that because there are quite a lot of, well, at least I know one particular adventist doctor who, if you're a type 2 diabetes, that will talk about using diet to change.
No, I agree. Lifestyle, type 2 is different. Type 2 is metformin, but a simple thing for type 2 diabetes, better control, is just lose weight. Simple. Yes, all right. If you lose weight as a type 2 diabetic, your control becomes a lot better.
He talks about using different.
I know what you're talking about. That's right. Yeah, cool. So. Yeah, there are lots of books out there about type 2 diabetes, but generally speaking, if you lose weight, your diabetic control becomes better. Type 2. You lose weight.
If you take medications and that two persons have the same conditions, and the first one is taking medications and the second one is not, think the first one will be quality life, then the second one.
We don't know. That's not something you can answer, That's a difficult one to answer. I can't answer that question.
Did they make studies?
There are lots of studies out there about that, but it's different medications that there are studies done on. So it's not a blanket. So it'll be on different medications. All right. To your question, I remember growing up. Yeah, there was a guy I knew, and he had high blood pressure and diabetes. Yeah, and he was on medication from the doctor. All right, and this guy came from the U.S. who was a doctor of homeopathic doctor, so he does alternative means of treating people. And he came and he said to this guy, "Stop taking your medication. I can treat you without medication." Yeah. 2 weeks after this guy came off his medication, all at once, the guy had a stroke, a really bad stroke. Yeah, and he died a little while after. All right. I'm not saying what the guy was doing was incorrect, but you got to be careful when you just up and come off your medications like that. All right. There must be some kind of balance in there somewhere. So if you want to go with homeopathic medicine and not normal medicine, there must be a balance. So don't just pick up one day and say, "I'm done with that." No. You can do it gradually and work together and make sure until you get good balance. All right. So I would not say that. Any more questions?
There's some, how do I put this delicately? There's some older folks who are very anti-traditional medicine, so they're anti-pharmaceuticals, and would much rather use the diet to fix certain things. Is there something to be said for a balance of both?
It's a balance. Diet and medication works. It's not only older people, some younger people do that too. But you remember, the older persons, I don't know how old you mean older, because we're all getting old now, but your parents. Remember, we got to remember one thing about our parents. Our parents are probably now in their 70s, 80s, probably 90s, whatever the case may be. Our parents were never people who go to the doctor. I got an auntie, she lived in 97 years old. She never went to the doctor once in her life. Not once. She'd never seen the doctor, 97. All right? Everything she had a bush to boil. She boiled some bush. Next thing you look, she's back strong, she's going again. All right? Our parents and their parents were more into conservative and alternative lifestyle. Yeah? I remember my mom would give me, what was it? Hypertension syrup, that's what it was. Some kind of syrup. Benadryl for a cold. Got this bad cold, and your mom would feed you Benadryl, and you're drinking this thing, tea, and nothing happens. You go to your auntie, you got a cold. She goes in the back garden. She finds some bush, bring it in, put it in a saucepan, boil it up, and you drink this thing. The next day, cough once or twice, cold gone. And your mom gave me this syrup for the longest time. Oh, don't give me diabetes because it's full of sugar. So they had their ways of doing things. All right? Everything she had a bush for it. And the problem is that we've not been able to pass that on to us. They had it. Lime grass and this grass and that grass. Yeah. Cersei bush. But they have not been able to pass on that knowledge to us. So we don't know. We're now in a stage where we depend on medications from a doctor. All right? But remember, from Eden, the Bible, in Eden there was no paracetamol, no metformin. But people in Israel got sick too. But they had no tablets. They had the bush and they boil up this and drink it and they get better. But the point is that we are so indoctrinated that we have to get a tablet to feel better. Sometimes I see some patients at work, There's lots of pain, they're crying, they're crawling on the floor. Yeah? Once you give them the morphine takes about 15 minutes to act, 10, 15 minutes. You push the morphine in. As the morphine goes in, they're up. Oh, doc, you're ready to go home. Yes. Because your mind says that once I get that stuff, I'm going all right. That's it. That's what happens. Once I get that stuff, I'm going to be all right. And that's how we're things. Your question, man.
Say it's conspiracy to discourage our parents' generation ideas, to discourage the ideas as being popular and updated by us, by the younger generation. So we laugh at them and we discourage that knowledge to be passed on. So sometimes we're our worst enemy for denying and valuing the old standards in so many different ways. We tend to gravitate to what we consider to be new and dated.
Yeah.
Updated and popular and
That's true.
science and so
That's true. That's true. That's true. Because what they did, we can't do, or we would not do. In other words, yeah, go ahead.
Coming to exercising, how many, some of the women don't have much weight,
Like you. Like you. Like you. Yeah, good.
so how long is that person supposed to exercise so that that person will not harm himself? Because the more you exercise, you also, I think there are some precautions that someone needs to take while exercising. So
30 minutes a day is good. 30 minutes a day is good enough. And you break a sweat.
because there are some people who need exercise more than the other. I want to know.
No, I mean, we all need exercise, yes? All right? Sometimes the general thinking and what we all have in general is that the smaller the person, the healthier the person is. And that is always a bad generalization. Because they say many, many small people with heart attacks. Many small people with strokes. All right? So a lot of people say, oh, somebody comes in the church and they waddle from the back to the front and they come and sit here on two seats. And you say, boy, that person unhealthy. Woo! But that person might live longer than you. Yeah. All right. But no, seriously. So we tend to generalize healthiness with weight. I'm not saying it's wrong, all right? But sometimes that is not the correct thing to do. Yeah. So if you see some person, I mean, we call it I watch those pictures, bariatric medicine. All right. There's some patients that we see that cannot go on a hospital trolley. They're blessed. They're more blessed than the average person. Yeah? More than blessed. And then when you want to give them a scan, they're too blessed for our scanners. So what do we have to do? We've got to put them in an ambulance, a special ambulance, and send them down to London, and you use the one in the zoo for elephants. Sounds bad. That's what happens. But they're blessed. But that person now, they get their bypass surgery or whatever, they live longer than me or you. They change. So what I'm trying to say is that regardless of how far right you've gone, there's still hope for you to come back to the center. There's still hope. So it's not that it's doom and gloom. The point is that if you start now, there could be change going forward. And that's what it's all about. All right? You don't want to be 80 years old, diabetic, hypertensive, heart attack, stroke, laying in the bed for the rest of your life. You don't want that. So you want to be trying your best to avoid that. That's what you want to do, and at all costs. All right. So guys, diabetes, hypertension, very important. Keep it in the back of your head. When you go to eat something tomorrow, think about it. Yeah. We got a little. We do a little group. So we exercise on Sundays when everybody's free, around the Caribbean and wabba. And this week our goal was no flour, no sugar. Can you do that? No flour, no sugar. This week. No flour, full stop. No flour, no flour, no sugar. Refined or unrefined. No flour, no sugar. That was our goal this week, yeah? You will not even understand how difficult that is. Yeah? I did it. I did the whole week, no flour, no, I don't drink water. But the point is that on Wednesday, my wife cooked soup, or whatever it was, with dumpling in it. Now, I didn't leave dumpling, I eat dumpling. Huh? To do what? To do what? Are you not sweet enough? But the point is, the problem with sugar is that our taste buds are so associated with sugar. We can't eat food unless there's a sweet drink. We can't do nothing unless there's a sweet drink. When we are dehydrated, what do we drink? Lucozade, full of sugar.
Because there was a time I tried, in fact, when I was in school, but I didn't take refined sugar for 4 years.
Yeah.
But at a point, it was as if that my sugar level started getting low. Getting low.
Yeah. Getting low, yeah.
Coming down. So
So you took some sugar instead. No, what I'm trying to say is that we are so accustomed to sugar. All right? Think about it. I don't know what you guys drink, but Tiger Malt. I like Tiger Malt. Yeah? But Tiger Malt. Super malt, yeah. Yeah. You love it. We love that. Sugar in it. Yeah? My son loves orange juice. Sugar again. Yeah? Then we go and buy these Welch's grape juice. What's that? Sugar again. Very little grape, lots of sugar. Then people love to buy these Coke and whatever, not necessarily Coke, but Sprites and 7-Up. And you drink, and trust me, when you leave the gym and you come home and you want something nice and cold to drink, there's nothing like a 7-Up, you know? Nothing. It tastes better than drinking water and drinking 7-Up. I drink 7-Up all day long. It tastes nice. And then go back and you feel, so you just burn 200 calories in the gym and put on back on 400 calories. But what we're trying to say is that we have to be able to change the way we do things. And you got to start somewhere. So I'm not saying we can do it for lifetime, because that's it. The average person can't keep that up for a long time. But the point is, when you do 1 week, you recognize to yourself, look, I can do this. You know how long it takes a habit to form? You know how long it takes a habit to form? 66 days. 66 days. 66 days to form. Yeah. Yeah, you can eat fruits. Yeah. Natural fruits. Yeah. Just no refined sugar. Yeah. You can eat your fruits. Yeah, you can eat fruits. There's no problem with that. Yeah, fruits are okay. Honey. All right, cool. Honey is one of those things that's debatable, right? Because, all right, Manuka is what people use. Manuka is supposed to be the purest honey out there, yeah? More expensive, it's purest, right? I was in Tesco the other day, and I saw there was low-fat honey. Low fat and low sugar. Now, how is that possible? A low fat and low sugar honey that's coming from bee. Which bee is that that's producing low? Which bee is that? Which bee is that? So what I'm trying to say is you've got to be careful. Honey is good for you. Honey is very good for you. But natural honey is good for you. But we've got to be careful, all right? People are crafty because they know that everybody knows honey is healthy, so they give you honey. Yeah, have it. But it's not actually honey. I know the best way to find out what honey is good or not. If you leave honey in that jar, and you see sugar forming at the bottom, that's not honey. Yeah? But honey is good for you. Honey is really good for you.
Just one question. How do you
Yeah.
Do you see that are you encouraged that we are agents of change and encouragement towards healthy lifestyle?
Are we going towards healthy lifestyle, or are we going away from?
Are you encouraged by our sort of taking on the idea of encouraging each other to be healthy and to be, is it something that we're running from? Are we going backward or forward?
I think in some aspects you're going forward, some aspects you're going backward. All right. I do think that people recognize that there's need for exercise and that kind of stuff, but I do think that our diet is not changing in a positive way. All right. A couple of years ago I was in Jamaica, and I did a talk in Jamaica and in Mandeville, and it was just a day about the church. It was a full church. And you'll be surprised to hear some of the answers I heard from people in Jamaica who I think have a much better possibility in a healthier lifestyle than we would over here.
Maybe everybody in that church is from England, America.
It was a Mandeville church. but to hear some of the answers, people who live right next to the market, where you can walk in the market and buy your ackee and saltfish, and you can buy your pumpkin, and you can buy this stuff, but yet you decide to buy it in a can from a supermarket because you're not willing you want everything done quickly. That's the problem. So I think when it comes to moving, exercise, when it comes to probably reducing our sugars, we are improving, but I do think our eating habits are not getting any better. I do think that. But you can only talk about it, you can only educate, and then see what people do. All right? Sometimes it comes in through one ear, it goes through the next. Because look at this. What I told you guys earlier. I was willing to do a talk, but yet go to McDonald's. So I'm doing the talk, I'm telling you what to do, but yet I'm doing exactly what I'm telling you not what to do. So it has to be, you have to be willing to change. No, you're not going to change. Yeah, you have to be willing. You have to want to change. No, you're not going to change. Because you're going to do the same thing over and over and over again and expect different results.
And I know you think that it's, you have to conquer every day the temptation that you with the food.
Yeah, I was.
Daily,
That's true. That's true.
You can do it. You can do it with your diet, with your, taste. You can do it.
You
You can run your body.
You can do what you want your body to do, yeah? You can do it. We can all do it. But do we want to do it is a different story. I know I went to Germany, and I went on a course to Germany, and in Germany, all they were serving was sausage. And I asked the guy, wasn't that sausage? He can't tell me. Wasn't that? He don't know. What's that? And then he says, well, probably all got pork in it. Yeah. Now I had an option. All right. Either I'm going to eat it. Nobody knows me. I'm not a clue who I am. Or I'm going to leave it. All right. So I had to go almost a day and a half without eating food, just drinking water and whatever. Because I don't know what's that thing. I don't know what's that. So I can eat it. All right. Just like us today, we have to make the decision: are we going to eat that? Are we going to do that? Are we going to do that? Or are we just going to do it? No one knows you. When you go there to Pizza Hut or Domino's Pizza and you eat your pizza in your house, nobody knows what you're eating. Nobody knows. When you can drink your special drinks in your house, nobody knows. But the point is, we ourselves have to do it. You can't ask me to do it for you. Okay, I can't do it for you. You have to do it. All right? And then when we get 60 and 70 and we get all these medications you got to take, you got a whole bag of medication to take every day, 15, 16 tablets, we wonder why. And why is that? Because of what we've done over those nice years that God has given us. That's all I can do. So, what you do today will determine how you turn out in the future. That's it. I can't change that. I can only tell you. But you have to leave here today with that renewed to say, I'm going to change what I do, I want to do something. Just cutting out one thing. I'm going to make one change in my life. I'm going to walk more. I'm going to ride bicycle more. I'm going to run more. I'm going to exercise more. One thing. One thing. And I want to always suggest as a church going forward, guys, is that, I know you're a small church. Andre says there's about 30 members. But on Sabbath afternoons, the winter's coming up now. The winter's coming up. You got nice, most churches that we go to, you got to be out by 4 o'clock and 4:30. Your church especially, you got to go out early. But look at this. You could start a little exercise class in here. Well, not necessarily here, but out there. Where on Sabbath afternoon, everybody bring their nice, non-revealing clothes, and you have an exercise class. Simple things like that. The kids would jump in. The kids would join. But these things that we have to do, because that's the only way to change. You change things by at one step at a time. But someone has to step up and say, I'll do that. Or if you don't want to do it in church, you do it online. We do it online. No, all through COVID, we did exercise classes online for 2.5 years. 2.5 years we did it, 3-4 days a week. And that was a lot of people used to join those classes all around the world. But you got to do it. Somebody got to do it. And it helps two things. It helps with the health of the church, and it helps with the bonding in the church.
And also the ministry for outreach.
Yeah, even that. And you put up that there. It says we have exercise classes at 6 o'clock on a Sabbath afternoon. People will come. People will come. And see these things. The health message is what's going to go forward. You know, you're not going. People don't want to hear Daniel Revelation. They're not coming for that, but they come for health because they know health will make a big difference to their lives.
I've had this experience. I went 6 months. We got open was someone that would bring walks in the forest, and they attract people from exterior from the church.
They'll come. They'll come. So that's something that I think that we as a church can do. Simple exercise classes. Let's have an exercise class. Regardless how old you are, I always make this statement from the womb to the tomb. So the womb is there. I know the tomb, but yeah. but seriously, you can get from the smallest to the biggest, and people will come. And if you start to do it in a church, they will start to do it at home. So the health of the church would improve. All right? Because some people, I got a friend, all he needs to do is do more exercise classes. He has a heart problem, heart is weak, and he spends a lot of time in hospital. But all he has to do, I've been telling that for years now, all you have to do, come and join the exercise classes. You don't have to do the 45 minutes everybody does, but if you do 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it's going to make a big difference to your heart. Yeah. So this is what I want to leave you guys. If you can, look at these months now going into the year, October, the clocks change next couple of weeks. It's going to be dark at 4 o'clock. How about exercise class? Yeah, Andre lead out. No, but seriously, all jokes aside, do those things. A simple thing that. And you'll be surprised. Once you start, you will start. I put it in the community. You guys do a lot of community work. Put it in community. The community will come. They will come. See? You got an opportunity now to get in the community, guys. Bring them into your church. It's not only about us coming to church every Sabbath and preaching to ourselves. It's about getting your community involved in here. Somebody take it on, and you go behind there and get some nice Christian music, and then do some exercise classes. Just do something, because it will help you and it will help the community also. And you'll be surprised. When you got a program again, your community gets there, whatever, community will come and support you. Because we are so caught up in keeping the word for ourselves. We come to church every Sabbath, we come here, somebody preach, we go home. It stays with us. But now we want to get it out there. And the way to get it out there is to get them in here first. And that's what it's all about. All right, guys, any more questions? I know it's almost 6 o'clock. You guys have gone past your bedtime. Your bedtime is gone. Normally, you're all at home this time sleeping, right? You're home sleeping this time, right? Oh, at my church, we leave last week. Last week, got home at 11 o'clock on South night. We stay at church and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. I don't know. I know in London, in Leytonstone, we speak, we talk and we talk and we talk, and the kids go upstairs and they play their games and whatever. But it's all about. Sometimes my wife gets annoyed, say, "Oh, time to go home." But the point is that sometimes it's all the comradeship that people have for the whole week. Some people live for themselves, and they have no one to talk to for the whole week. It's good to let everybody just relax, talk, do the stuff. Sometimes you buy food, you eat, you clean the church, whatever the case may be. But you have to do that because sometimes we don't know what that little time is eternity for some person. Yeah. Thank you, guys. That was good. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Graham, thank you so much for sharing with us today what you have shared with us. I think we were a small group, but it was fun. And when you stay back for church like this, you see a different side of your church family as well. You guys were fun this afternoon. I had fun. But no, thank you very much. We would really love if you would come back again, maybe do it in a different setting, a different form, and have a lot more people because it was very informative what you shared with us. Thank you very much for joining us. I would say, and I think all of us at Clacton would say, before you head back to London, go and see the sea. Yeah? Just have a peek at it. See, I'm not going to call it a beach. Go see the sea. All right, if we would like to all stand for a word of prayer to close. Elder, do you want to pray for us? Actually, no, Pastor. No. Pastor.
Mention
He has to pray.
Gracious Father, we are grateful for the time we've been able to spend, and we can reflect on the text which says, above all things, we wish that we should be in good health. We claim that promise, we claim that instruction, we pray that we may be encouragers, people of change, agents of change for good habits, and we thank you for those who've actually, Doctor and his wife and family who came here this evening to spend their time to encourage us. We pray that we may be encouraged, and the lessons we've learned, we may put them into practice, and that we ourselves might change, develop good habits, and share them with each other, that your name will be glorified. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.